Welcome, dear listener. Tonight, we embark upon a journey through time, drifting softly along the rivers of memory, tracing the life and legacy of one of the most remarkable civilizations in human history, the Babylonian Empire. As you settle into your bed, allow your body to sink into the comfort of your mattress, and your mind to open to the rhythms of history. In the soft glow of this narration, we will move gently, like a slow river over smooth stones, from the dawn of urban life in Mesopotamia to the grandeur of Babylon at its peak, and finally to the echoes it left upon the world. Our story begins in the fertile plains of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, in a land often called Mesopotamia, which translates from the ancient Greek as between rivers. These waterways carry not only water but also stories of early cities, agriculture, and the first scribes who shaped words into clay. Picture the soft, golden sand stretching across wide plains, where reeds sway with the breeze, and the warm sunlight shimmers on quiet canals. This is a land where humans first learned to domesticate plants and animals, where wheat and barley swayed in rhythm with the wind, and where the concept of civilization slowly emerged from simple villages. As we drift through the centuries, imagine the first people who crafted the clay tablets that would record agreements, trades, and stories. Their cuneiform script, a series of wedge-shaped impressions made with reed styluses, would endure through millennia, offering us glimpses into their lives, their beliefs, and their ambitions. They lived in small mud brick houses, sometimes clustered around central temples dedicated to gods and goddesses who watched over the rivers, the crops, and the seasons. In the hush of these early settlements, life moved at a rhythm of planting, harvesting, and quiet reflection. Over time, these villages grew into cities, and the cities into city-states. Each city had its own patron deity, its own governing council, and its own markets where artisans traded pottery, textiles, and precious stones. In the distance, you can imagine the low hum of activity along narrow streets paved with clay, the scent of baked bread mingling with the warm earth, and the gentle murmur of water flowing through canals. These are the first whispers of Babylonian culture, delicate but persistent, like the soft rustle of reeds under a moonlit sky. The rise of Babylon itself, however, would occur later, as ambitious rulers sought to unite the fertile lands of southern Mesopotamia under a single banner. Through both diplomacy and conquest, the city of Babylon would grow into a center of art, law, and astronomy, leaving behind a legacy that scholars, travelers, and dreamers continue to explore today. In the calm of this narration, allow yourself to imagine the soaring ziggurats, the massive walls, and the intricate gates adorned with carved lions and dragons, symbols of power and protection. Let the imagination flow gently over these scenes, noticing the patterns, the colors, and the careful artistry that speak of human patience and dedication. As we begin our journey, keep your breathing slow and steady, matching the tranquil pace of this story. Each chapter will drift naturally into the next, like the river itself, carrying us from the origins of the Babylonian Empire, through its golden age, and eventually to its lasting echoes in law, literature, and culture. With each passing moment, you may feel yourself sinking deeper into comfort, your mind opening to the quiet wonder of history. Let the details of everyday life, the names of kings and scribes, the rituals and inventions, wash over you gently. Tonight there is no hurry, no urgency, only the slow unfolding of time. The sun rises and sets, the river moves, and the people of Mesopotamia live, work, and dream. With each story, let your eyes grow heavy, your muscles relax, and your mind drift. In the hush of this narration you are safe, and the world of Babylon stretches before you, vast yet intimate, waiting to be explored in the quiet of your imagination. As we drift back in time, let us imagine the plains of southern Mesopotamia, where the first settlements began to form around 4000 BCE. The landscape is soft and fertile, nourished by the winding Tigris and Euphrates rivers. In these early times, humans learned to harness the water through irrigation canals, small dikes, and reservoirs. Fields of barley and wheat extend like gentle waves across the land, and herds of sheep and goats graze calmly under the watchful eyes of shepherds. The people of this region are inventive and careful observers of the world around them. They notice the patterns of the stars, the cycles of the moon, and the changing seasons. These observations shaped their agricultural practices, religious rituals, and early calendars. Families live in simple mud brick homes, where clay ovens provide warmth and light. In the quiet of the evening, the soft laughter of children blends with the calls of birds, creating a natural symphony that marks the rhythm of daily life. By around 1894 BCE, Babylon, a small town along the Euphrates, begins to emerge under the leadership of its early kings. Its location between rivers and near trade routes allows it to grow steadily. In these early centuries, Babylon is not yet the grand city of legend but a center of commerce, worship, and administration. Its rulers establish early forms of law and governance, ensuring that the city thrives in relative stability. Imagine clay tablets inscribed with cuneiform recording transactions, land ownership, and contracts, a tangible thread connecting us to the thoughts and lives of people who lived over 4,000 years ago. The early Babylonians worshipped many gods, each with unique roles and stories. Marduk, who will later become the supreme deity of Babylon, is initially one among many. Temples are modest but central to city life, places where rituals, prayers, and offerings are conducted to honor these gods. Priests maintain records, oversee ceremonies, and interpret the movements of stars and planets. The interplay of religion and daily life shapes social structure, guiding the rhythm of work, rest, and celebration. Life in early Babylon also includes trade with neighboring regions. Caravans move slowly along the desert paths, carrying grains, pottery, textiles, and precious metals. The sound of wheels on packed earth, the braying of donkeys, and the gentle chatter of merchants fill the air. Markets are centers of community, where people exchange not only goods but also ideas, stories, and knowledge. Through these exchanges, Babylon absorbs influences from Sumer, Akkad, and beyond, gradually weaving a rich cultural tapestry. By the reign of King Hammurabi in the 18th century BCE, Babylon begins its transformation into a regional power. Hammurabi is best known for his law code, one of the earliest and most complete legal codes in human history. This code, inscribed on a towering stele, outlines rules for justice, commerce, family life, and civil responsibility. Imagine standing before this stone monument, feeling the careful precision of each cuneiform symbol, understanding that it represents a vision of order in a vast and often chaotic world. Under Hammurabi, Babylon also expands its territory through diplomacy and conquest, bringing neighboring cities under its influence. The city flourishes with impressive architecture, administrative centers, and temples. Streets are carefully planned, markets grow, and artisans craft items with remarkable skill. The Euphrates flows gently through the city, reflecting the rising ziggurats and the bustle of daily life, a mirror of human aspiration and achievement. Even as the empire grows, daily life retains a gentle rhythm. Farmers tend their fields, children play along the riverbanks, and artisans mold clay, carve stone, and weave textiles. Religious ceremonies mark the turning of seasons, and festivals bring the community together in music, dance, and storytelling. Each element of life contributes to a sense of continuity, a gentle passage of time that connects generations. As we drift through this chapter of origins, notice the subtle balance between human ingenuity and the natural world. The Babylonians adapt to their environment, creating canals, walls, and city plans, yet they remain attuned to the cycles of nature. The stars above guide their calendars, the rivers nourish their crops, and the winds carry stories across the plains. Let these images settle softly in your mind, a tranquil rhythm that mirrors your own slow, steady breathing. In the hush of the ancient city, we leave behind the beginnings of a civilization that will one day shape law, literature, and culture across continents. Imagine yourself walking through the streets of early Babylon, hearing the soft murmur of the Euphrates, feeling the warmth of the sun on mud brick walls, and sensing the quiet determination of people building a lasting legacy. As you exhale, let the rhythm of their lives mingle with your own, gently easing you toward deeper relaxation. As we drift gently into the next chapter of our journey, imagine Babylon as it begins to emerge from the haze of history, growing from a modest town into a city of influence and ambition. The land stretches wide and fertile, cradled between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. These rivers are not merely water, they are life itself, carrying nutrients for crops, silt for building, and the soft echoes of generations past. Farmers guide their plows through damp earth, while herders watch over flocks grazing lazily under the warm sun. Life is calm, rhythmic, and profoundly intertwined with the seasons. By the time of Hammurabi, around 1792 BCE, Babylon has become the heart of a growing kingdom. Hammurabi, a ruler both shrewd and visionary, sees not just the city's immediate prosperity but the potential to unify the region under a single, coherent administration. His vision is gentle in execution, deliberate and strategic. He extends influence over neighboring city-states such as Mari, Eshnunna, and Larsa, using alliances, diplomacy, and when necessary, carefully planned military action. Picture Hammurabi's messengers riding slowly across sun-baked plains, carrying messages that will shape the destiny of kingdoms. Central to Hammurabi's legacy is his codification of laws, known today as the Code of Hammurabi. This monumental stele, carved from black basalt, rises before us like a silent sentinel, inscribed with over 280 laws. Each rule governs aspects of daily life: trade, marriage, inheritance, labor, and justice. Some punishments seem strict to our modern eyes, yet they reflect a deep commitment to fairness and order in a society where chaos could easily overtake civilization. Visualize the soft scratches of cuneiform impressed on clay tablets, the careful precision of a scribe's hand, and the faint sound of reed styluses tapping against smooth clay surfaces. Hammurabi's laws also reveal much about Babylonian society. Farmers, merchants, artisans, and officials all live within a structured social framework. Temples play a central role, not only as spiritual centers but also as repositories of wealth, land, and administrative authority. The priests interpret celestial signs, guide rituals, and advise rulers, ensuring that the city's actions align with divine will. It is a world where the sacred and the practical are intertwined, where each act, whether planting a field, crafting a pot, or negotiating a trade, carries both earthly and spiritual weight. Architecture in Babylon flourishes during this period. Mud brick buildings rise along the banks of canals, their walls warm in the sun and cool in the shade. Streets are organized and lined with homes and workshops. Imagine the soft hum of daily activity, the rhythmic pounding of clay against molds, the gentle clatter of pottery being stacked, the quiet conversation of neighbors sharing news of harvests or festivals. Towers and temples punctuate the skyline, standing as symbols of ambition, faith, and communal identity. Ziggurats, step temples of great height, reach toward the heavens, their layers representing the connection between earth and sky, mortal and divine. Trade expands under Hammurabi's careful oversight. Babylon becomes a hub for goods flowing in from distant regions. Fine textiles, lapis lazuli, copper tools, and aromatic resins pass through the city's markets. Caravans move slowly across dusty roads, guided by stars and the sun, their camels bearing both merchandise and stories from afar. Markets bustle quietly, a gentle symphony of human activity, the soft clinking of coins, the rustle of woven fabrics, and the faint aroma of baked bread mingling with the scent of river mud. Here, commerce is both practical and poetic, a reflection of the city's growing sophistication. Hammurabi also invests in infrastructure, shaping Babylon not only as a center of law and trade but as a model of urban planning. Canals are widened, reservoirs constructed, and irrigation networks carefully maintained. Roads are laid with intention, connecting neighborhoods and facilitating communication. Even as the city grows, there is a sense of measured balance. Picture a calm afternoon along a canal, water glinting in the sunlight, children playing by the banks, and merchants guiding their boats laden with goods. The city thrives not only through wealth and conquest but through meticulous attention to harmony, order, and sustainable growth. Daily life in Babylon is gentle and textured. Families rise with the sun, tend to animals, prepare meals, and participate in rituals that honor the gods. Women manage households, spinning threads and baking bread, while men may serve as farmers, merchants, or scribes. Education begins in small clay tablet schools, where young students learn cuneiform, arithmetic, and stories of gods and kings. The rhythms of work, learning, and worship create a tapestry of human experience that is intimate, layered, and enduring. The spiritual life of Babylon is deeply intertwined with its identity. Temples are centers of ritual and observance, where priests conduct ceremonies to ensure fertility, favorable harvests, and protection from natural disasters. The god Marduk rises in prominence, eventually becoming the chief deity of Babylon. Visualize priests in flowing robes, moving softly through temple courtyards, carrying incense and reciting prayers. The interplay of sound, scent, and ceremonial motion creates a meditative atmosphere, a space where the divine and human coalesce in quiet harmony. Astronomy and science flourish alongside law and architecture. Babylonians tracked the movements of planets and stars, recording patterns that guide agriculture and ritual. Their observations formed the basis of an early calendar system, dividing the year into months and days that reflect lunar and solar cycles. Imagine scholars bent over tablets, styluses scratching records of celestial phenomena, their minds both practical and imaginative. Knowledge is preserved and transmitted, a gentle current flowing from one generation to the next. As Hammurabi's era matures, the empire experiences relative stability. Cities are connected, trade flows smoothly, and law provides a framework for justice. Yet even in this structured world, the gentle unpredictability of life persists. The river floods, crops sometimes fail, and families navigate joys and sorrows. This balance between order and unpredictability is woven into the rhythm of Babylonian existence, a reminder that civilization is both fragile and enduring. As we slowly drift through the streets and markets of Babylon under Hammurabi, notice the subtle harmony of daily life, the warmth of sunlight on mud brick walls, the soft laughter of children playing by canals, the rhythmic sounds of artisans at work. Each detail paints a picture of a society that values law, culture, and human ingenuity, yet moves with a gentle pace that allows for reflection and calm. By the end of Hammurabi's reign, Babylon stands not only as a political and economic center but as a symbol of human ambition tempered by wisdom. The city's influence stretches far, and its cultural achievements resonate for centuries to come. As we prepare to drift toward the next chapter, allow your mind to settle into the tranquility of this era. Imagine the soft glow of sunset over Babylon, reflecting off canal waters and illuminating temple towers. Feel the quiet strength of law, the calm rhythm of daily life, and the enduring presence of human aspiration. The rise of Babylon under Hammurabi is a gentle reminder that civilizations grow not only through conquest but through thoughtfulness, planning, and the subtle art of balancing ambition with care. Let the city, its laws, its temples, and its flowing river become a soothing vision in your mind as your own breathing slows and your body relaxes, drifting softly towards sleep. As we continue our gentle voyage through history, picture Babylon at the height of its early power, a city slowly unfurling like a blossoming flower in the heart of Mesopotamia. The city sits quietly along the Euphrates, its walls rising steadily from the warm, sun-baked earth. Imagine the morning light reflecting off mud brick walls, soft shadows stretching across the streets, and the river carrying reflections of temples and ziggurats like a mirror of civilization itself. This is a city that thrives not only through law and governance but through culture, art, and the quiet rhythms of daily life. Following Hammurabi's unification of the region, Babylon continues to grow, both in size and sophistication. Its markets hum with the subtle rhythm of commerce, where merchants trade textiles, grains, pottery, and lapis lazuli imported from far-off lands. Picture rows of clay jars, neatly arranged on woven mats, the aroma of fresh bread mingling with the earthy scent of the river. Craftsmen carve intricate designs into stone and wood, while potters shape clay on spinning wheels, creating vessels that are at once functional and beautiful. The city is alive with creativity, yet it moves at a measured, peaceful pace. Religion remains a central thread weaving through Babylonian life. The great ziggurat towers rise majestically, layered like steps to the heavens, where priests perform rituals to honor Marduk, the supreme deity. Offerings of food, incense, and carefully inscribed tablets are made to ensure the prosperity of crops, the safety of the city, and the favor of the gods. Imagine the soft flicker of oil lamps in temple courtyards, the faint scent of burning resin curling into the sky, and the quiet murmur of prayers blending with the distant sound of water flowing in canals. This sacred rhythm permeates everyday life, linking the divine and the human in subtle, continuous harmony. Babylonian literature flourishes during this period, offering a rich tapestry of myth, history, and wisdom. Scribes, seated on low benches with clay tablets before them, carefully etch stories in cuneiform. Among the most enduring is the Epic of Gilgamesh, a tale of friendship, adventure, mortality, and the pursuit of understanding. Imagine the soft scratches of the stylus as the story is recorded, the narrative flowing from one tablet to another, preserving the thoughts and emotions of generations long past. These stories are not only entertainment but also a meditation on human experience, offering lessons that remain quietly resonant even thousands of years later. Astronomy and mathematics advance quietly alongside literature. Babylonian scholars observe the night sky with attentive eyes, tracking the movements of planets, stars, and moons. These observations inform agricultural calendars, religious ceremonies, and even aspects of daily decision-making. Picture a scholar sitting beneath a clear night sky, stylus in hand, tablet on lap, recording the path of a distant star, each careful mark contributing to the accumulated wisdom of centuries. Knowledge, observation, and contemplation are intertwined in a gentle dance, a reflection of the Babylonians' deep connection with both earth and cosmos. The city's architecture continues to evolve, blending functionality and artistry. Walls are reinforced with sun-dried bricks, adorned with decorative reliefs of lions, dragons, and sacred symbols. Streets are lined with homes, workshops, and marketplaces, carefully planned to accommodate the flow of people, goods, and water. Imagine walking along a narrow street, sunlight filtering through wooden lattice windows, hearing the soft steps of pedestrians, the gentle clatter of carts, and the distant hum of a bustling bazaar. The city moves in a rhythm that is both deliberate and harmonious, a mirror of the order cultivated by its rulers. Cultural festivals add gentle color to daily life. Seasonal celebrations honor deities and agricultural cycles, often accompanied by music, dance, and shared feasts. Picture families gathering along canal banks during a festival, children chasing one another under the golden sun, women weaving garlands of flowers, and men performing songs that narrate ancient stories. These moments of communal joy blend seamlessly with the quiet routines of work and study, creating a life that is rich, balanced, and serene. Education deepens and spreads, as scribes train apprentices in the art of cuneiform writing, arithmetic, and record-keeping. Boys and girls from certain families learn the skills needed to manage households, trade, and administration. Visualize a small clay tablet school, a quiet room with the faint scent of wet clay, students bending over their work, styluses tapping softly, the teacher guiding each movement with patience. Knowledge is passed down slowly, deliberately, ensuring continuity, and building the intellectual foundations of Babylon for generations to come. Babylon also begins to engage with neighboring civilizations more consistently. Traders, envoys, and travelers arrive from Assyria, Elam, and the Persian Gulf, carrying not only goods but also ideas, stories, and cultural practices. The city absorbs these influences gracefully, blending them into its own traditions. Imagine a caravan arriving at the city gates, camels swaying gently, merchants speaking softly in unfamiliar tongues, their goods arranged with care. The meeting of cultures is subtle, peaceful, and deeply enriching, contributing to the city's enduring legacy. During this golden age, the subtle art of governance remains crucial. Babylon's leaders maintain order through law, diplomacy, and religious oversight, creating a stable environment where culture, commerce, and scholarship can flourish. Imagine the quiet deliberation of council meetings in shaded courtyards, scribes recording decisions, advisors offering counsel, and rulers listening patiently. This careful stewardship allows Babylon to thrive without sudden upheaval, a civilization moving forward with purpose yet in calm reflection. Daily life for ordinary citizens continues in a gentle rhythm. Farmers rise with the dawn to tend fields of barley and wheat, the morning mist curling over the fertile plains. Children play along the riverbanks, learning from elders about nature, stories, and crafts. Artisans work in workshops filled with the faint scent of clay, metal, or dye. Women manage households, bake bread, and prepare for family gatherings. The city hums softly, a quiet pulse that carries both energy and repose, a perfect environment for the mind to drift and settle. The Golden Age of Babylon also sees advances in engineering and water management. Canals are maintained to prevent flooding, reservoirs collect and distribute water efficiently, and bridges connect different parts of the city. Picture an engineer inspecting a canal, observing water flow, and making careful adjustments. These practical innovations ensure the city's stability and provide a gentle reassurance to its inhabitants. Life can continue predictably, even amidst the unpredictable forces of nature. As the sun sets over Babylon, imagine the city bathed in warm amber light. The river reflects this glow, soft shadows stretch across temple walls, and the hum of daily life slowly quiets. Citizens return to their homes, families gather for evening meals, and children drift towards sleep, their dreams carrying echoes of ancient stories. The Golden Age of Babylon is not only a time of achievement but also a time of tranquility, where the rhythms of work, worship, study, and play blend into a harmonious whole. In this chapter of Babylonian history, we see the delicate interplay of human ambition and gentle stewardship. The city grows not through haste or recklessness but through careful planning, cultural enrichment, and a profound respect for both natural and social order. As we linger on these images, the towering ziggurats, the quiet marketplaces, the soft candlelight in temples, allow your mind to drift alongside the people of Babylon. Feel the gentle pulse of the city, the soothing flow of the Euphrates, and the quiet reflection that accompanies a civilization at its peak. As you exhale slowly, let the calm stability of Babylon's golden age mingle with your own sense of rest. The city, its scholars, artisans, and priests, exists in a rhythm that is enduring, measured, and comforting. Let the soft imagery, quiet streets, and reflective festivals guide you into deeper relaxation, carrying you gently forward toward the next chapter of our journey through time. As we continue our gentle journey through the centuries, let us now drift into the era of Babylon's most famous ruler, Nebuchadnezzar II, who reigned from 605 to 562 BCE. Imagine the city standing proudly on the banks of the Euphrates, its walls strengthened and its streets alive with the soft hum of commerce, culture, and devotion. Nebuchadnezzar II, a king both ambitious and meticulous, shapes Babylon into a metropolis of unparalleled splendor. Picture the sunlight glinting off newly constructed ziggurats, reflecting off the smooth surface of river canals, and illuminating the carefully decorated gates that welcome travelers, merchants, and envoys from distant lands. Nebuchadnezzar's reign is marked by grand architectural projects, many of which have become iconic symbols of Babylon. The Ishtar Gate, adorned with alternating rows of lions, dragons, and bulls, rises majestically from the city walls. Its deep blue bricks, glazed and shimmering in the sunlight, create an almost hypnotic rhythm as one walks beneath the arches. Imagine standing quietly in front of this gate, feeling the cool stone beneath your fingertips and tracing the intricate reliefs, each representing protection, power, and divine favor. Beyond the gate, broad avenues lead to temples, palaces, and markets, creating a cityscape of symmetry, beauty, and purpose. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon, one of the famed wonders of the ancient world, are said to have been constructed during Nebuchadnezzar's reign. Picture terraced gardens cascading from palace walls, filled with fragrant flowers, leafy trees, and climbing vines. Water flows gently from one terrace to another, perhaps lifted by primitive but ingenious irrigation devices, creating a serene rhythm of trickling streams. The gardens offer a retreat from the bustling city streets, a place where royalty and visitors alike can reflect upon the harmony of human ingenuity and natural beauty. Though the exact appearance of the gardens remains debated, their symbolism endures, a testament to creativity, care, and the human desire to bring life and beauty into urban spaces. Babylon under Nebuchadnezzar is not only a center of architecture and artistry but also a hub of culture and scholarship. Scholars study astronomy, mathematics, and literature, their tablets inscribed with careful, deliberate cuneiform. The movement of planets and stars is observed and recorded with precision, guiding agricultural calendars, religious rituals, and even the timing of festivals. Imagine a scholar bent over a clay tablet beneath a starlit sky, stylus in hand, marking the paths of Jupiter or Venus, each observation a small contribution to the quiet accumulation of human knowledge. Religious life flourishes during this period as well. Temples dedicated to Marduk, Ishtar, and other deities dominate the cityscape, their courtyards filled with offerings, incense, and the gentle murmurs of priests chanting prayers. Ceremonies mark seasonal changes, harvests, and divine anniversaries, creating a rhythm that unites the city in shared reverence. Picture processions moving slowly along wide avenues, musicians playing soft melodies on lyres and drums, and the scent of burning oils rising toward the heavens. Religion, culture, and civic life intertwine seamlessly, creating an environment of stability, reflection, and grace. Nebuchadnezzar's military campaigns expand Babylonian influence across the region. Cities in Judah, Phoenicia, and other areas come under Babylonian control, their peoples incorporated into a growing empire. Soldiers march steadily along dusty roads, banners fluttering in the breeze, while the city of Babylon itself remains a center of comfort, learning, and architectural grandeur. Even in times of expansion, there is a measured calm to the king's rule. Administration, tribute, and governance are carefully managed, ensuring that the empire remains cohesive and stable. Trade and commerce continue to thrive under Nebuchadnezzar's careful oversight. Caravans arrive from distant lands, bearing gold, silver, spices, and textiles. Merchants display their goods in orderly markets, calling out softly to customers while counting coins with delicate precision. Canals carry goods to and from warehouses, the gentle lapping of water providing a soothing backdrop to the rhythm of trade. The city pulses with life, yet there is no frantic haste. Every movement, every interaction flows with a quiet, harmonious order. Daily life in Babylon continues to follow a peaceful rhythm. Farmers tend fields of barley and wheat beyond the city walls, children play by canal banks, and artisans shape clay, metal, and stone with patient hands. Families gather for meals in warm, mud-brick homes, children listen to stories of gods and kings, and the gentle hum of the city creates a continuous, comforting background. Even as the empire grows, the essential rhythm of human life, work, family, devotion, study, remains unchanged, a steady pulse beneath the grandeur of historical events. Nebuchadnezzar's attention to water management is particularly notable. Canals, reservoirs, and irrigation systems are meticulously maintained, ensuring a steady supply of water to both fields and urban districts. Engineers monitor flows, making gentle adjustments to prevent flooding and to support agriculture. Picture water moving quietly through stone channels, reflecting sunlight, nourishing gardens and crops alike. The interplay of human ingenuity and natural systems creates an environment where life continues predictably, a subtle reassurance that civilization can flourish in harmony with nature. The king also invests in monumental religious architecture. Temples rise high, their steps carved with care, their inner sanctuaries housing sacred statues and altars. Priests conduct ceremonies in measured cadence, offering prayers and gifts, and guiding the community in devotion. Visualize incense curling into the soft morning light, the faint clatter of ritual implements, and the calm reverence of worshippers. Spiritual life flows gently through the city, connecting the divine with the human in a subtle, continuous rhythm. Nebuchadnezzar's reign leaves a lasting impression on literature and scholarship as well. Histories, myths, and administrative records are inscribed on clay tablets and stored carefully in temple libraries. The Epic of Gilgamesh continues to be copied and studied, and scholars explore mathematics, astronomy, and medicine with quiet dedication. Imagine a scribe in a shaded courtyard, stylus moving softly across clay, preserving knowledge for generations yet to come. The accumulation of wisdom is deliberate, methodical, and peaceful, much like the gentle flow of the Euphrates itself. Festivals, too, mark the city's calendar with a gentle rhythm. Seasonal celebrations honor gods, commemorate victories, and bring communities together in shared joy. Picture citizens gathering along streets decorated with banners and garlands, children laughing, musicians playing soft melodies, and dancers moving gracefully in careful, flowing steps. These moments of communal celebration blend seamlessly with the steady, daily rhythms of work and study, enriching life in a subtle, enduring way. As the sun sets over Babylon, imagine the city bathed in a warm amber glow. The Euphrates reflects the last light of day, while shadows stretch softly across ziggurats and palaces. Citizens return to their homes, families gather for evening meals, and the gentle pulse of the city slows as night falls. This is a city at its height, powerful, cultured, and serene. The grandeur of Nebuchadnezzar's Babylon is not only in stone and brick but in the quiet, orderly rhythm of its people's lives. Nebuchadnezzar II's legacy is both monumental and intimate. His architectural achievements, cultural patronage, and careful governance create a city that thrives in beauty, order, and knowledge. Yet beyond the grand gates and towering ziggurats, life continues in a gentle cadence. Children playing, artisans crafting, families gathering, and priests offering quiet prayers. The combination of human ambition and careful stewardship creates a civilization that is powerful yet comforting, vast yet intimately detailed. As we conclude this chapter, let your imagination linger on Babylon under Nebuchadnezzar II. Picture the Ishtar Gate in soft morning light, the hanging terraces of gardens with trickling streams, scholars marking the night sky, and citizens moving through streets in calm, purposeful rhythm. Allow the tranquil strength of Babylon to fill your mind, blending with your own slow, steady breathing. The city's pulse becomes your own, a gentle, harmonious flow, guiding you ever more deeply toward rest and reflection. As we continue our gentle drift through time, let us now explore a period of transition, reflection, and change. Even the mightiest civilizations experience the ebb and flow of fortune, and Babylon, after centuries of splendor, begins to face challenges that will reshape its place in history. Imagine the city still proud along the Euphrates, its walls tall and streets bustling, yet a subtle shift hangs in the air, like the quiet hint of evening before night fully descends. The calm of daily life continues, yet distant echoes of conflict, succession disputes, and foreign pressures begin to ripple softly through the city. Following Nebuchadnezzar II's reign, Babylon experiences internal instability. Kings rise and fall with relative speed, their rule marked by careful negotiation, intrigue, and sometimes violent change. Picture quiet council chambers in palace courtyards, advisors speaking in measured tones, and scribes recording decrees on clay tablets. Even as political leadership shifts, the daily life of ordinary citizens carries on with gentle rhythm. Farmers tending barley in wheat fields, merchants arranging wares in marketplaces, and children chasing one another along narrow streets. There is continuity even amidst change. Babylon's geopolitical situation grows increasingly complex. Neighboring powers, such as the rising Persian Empire and the Medes, begin to cast long shadows over the region. The city's traditional influence wanes, and diplomacy becomes as crucial as military strength. Envoys travel along dusty roads carrying messages and treaties, their horses' hooves creating a soft, repetitive rhythm on the packed earth. These subtle movements of statecraft, though distant from the everyday lives of most citizens, gently influence the course of Babylon's history, preparing the stage for larger transformations. Military campaigns, both defensive and offensive, continue to shape the city's experience. Babylonian armies, though once dominant under Nebuchadnezzar, must contend with new threats and shifting alliances. Imagine soldiers marching slowly along canals and fields, shields reflecting the soft light of dawn, while strategists discuss plans in shaded tents. Yet even as armies move, the city's heart, its markets, workshops, and temples, remains calm, a quiet testament to the enduring rhythms of urban life. One of the most significant turning points occurs in 539 BCE, when Cyrus the Great of Persia approaches Babylon. The city, long a jewel of Mesopotamia, faces the prospect of foreign conquest. Imagine the massive walls and gates standing silently as the Persian forces advance, banners fluttering softly in the wind. Yet, rather than violence overwhelming the streets, historical records suggest that Cyrus enters Babylon largely peacefully. The Euphrates, flowing gently through the city, plays a subtle role. Soldiers divert its waters, entering along a quiet riverbed. This clever, calm approach exemplifies the strategic thinking that shapes the fate of empires. Even under Persian rule, Babylon retains much of its cultural, religious, and administrative significance. Temples continue to function, scholars continue their observations, and markets maintain their rhythm of trade and barter. Picture artisans quietly shaping clay and metal, scribes recording transactions, and priests offering soft prayers to Marduk and other deities. The city continues to embody continuity, its rich history flowing gently alongside the changes in governance and power. The cultural life of Babylon endures through this period of transition. Literature, astronomy, and mathematics continue quietly, preserved in temple libraries and private collections. Scholars copy texts, record observations, and reflect upon the natural world. Imagine a young student learning cuneiform in a small courtyard, clay tablet before them, stylus moving softly as knowledge passes from one generation to the next. Even as political power shifts, the intellectual and spiritual heartbeat of the city remains steady, a soothing current carrying the wisdom of centuries. Architecture, too, remains a lasting testament to Babylon's enduring spirit. Ziggurats rise above the city, their steps worn gently by centuries of foot traffic. Walls and gates still bear the intricate reliefs of lions, dragons, and sacred symbols, their colors softened by sun, wind, and time. Picture walking slowly through these streets, feeling the texture of sun-warmed bricks under your fingertips, noticing the gentle shadows cast by temple towers at twilight. The city's physical presence, like its cultural heartbeat, remains a source of calm and reflection. Religious rituals continue to anchor daily life. Priests conduct ceremonies in temple courtyards, offering incense, reciting prayers, and guiding festivals that mark the cycles of the moon, the river, and the agricultural seasons. Picture processions moving softly through wide avenues, the scent of burning oils rising into the sky, and the murmurs of worshippers blending with the hum of city life. These rituals provide continuity and reassurance, a gentle reminder that even in times of change, the sacred rhythm of life persists. Trade and commerce adapt to the shifting political landscape. Caravans continue to arrive from Persia, Arabia, and beyond, bearing silks, spices, metals, and grains. Markets hum quietly, merchants negotiating deals with soft voices, counting coins with meticulous care, and arranging goods with patience. Imagine the gentle splash of water as traders unload goods along canal banks, the faint scent of exotic spices mixing with the earthy aroma of the Euphrates. Life continues, and the city, though no longer politically dominant, remains vibrant and vital. The decline of Babylon as an independent empire is a natural rhythm of history. Empires rise, flourish, and eventually yield to new powers, yet their legacies endure in law, literature, and culture. Picture the quiet reflection of citizens watching the river, children playing near canal banks, and artisans quietly at work. Even as political dominance fades, the spirit of Babylon, the combination of human ambition, careful planning, cultural richness, and intellectual pursuit, remains intact. Babylon's story during this period is also one of integration. Under Persian administration, Babylon becomes a crucial center of governance, taxation, and record-keeping. Officials work quietly in offices, keeping track of trade, tribute, and civic matters. Imagine the soft scratching of styluses on clay tablets, the rhythmic movement of scribes passing documents along shaded courtyards, and the gentle, orderly hum of administration that allows the city to function smoothly. Civilization continues quietly, even as power shifts hands. As we drift through this chapter of decline and transition, let your mind settle on the image of Babylon's enduring presence. Picture temples still standing, markets still bustling, scholars quietly observing the stars, and families continuing their routines. The city's pulse, though slower in political influence, continues steadily, a quiet testament to resilience, adaptability, and the continuity of human life. In reflecting upon Babylon's changing fate, notice the gentle lesson embedded in history. Power may rise and fall, but the essence of a civilization, its people, culture, knowledge, and spirit, can endure for centuries. Let the soft imagery of the city's walls, gates, temples, and flowing river merge with your own breath, creating a harmonious rhythm. The past becomes a gentle lullaby, carrying you ever closer to rest and reflection. As night begins to fall over Babylon, imagine the city bathed in a soft amber glow. The Euphrates reflects the twilight sky, casting gentle ripples across brick walls and palace terraces. Citizens return to their homes, children listen to stories of kings and gods, and artisans quietly finish their work. The city, though no longer the center of an empire, remains alive in thought, memory, and spirit. This chapter of Babylonian history is a quiet reminder that even in decline, beauty, knowledge, and culture endure. As we drift into the final chapter of our journey through the Babylonian Empire, let us reflect gently upon its enduring legacy. Even as centuries have passed since Babylon's peak, the city's spirit resonates quietly across history. Imagine the vast plain of Mesopotamia stretching endlessly beneath a soft morning sun, the Euphrates winding gently through fertile fields, and the remains of monumental walls, ziggurats, and gates standing as silent witnesses to centuries of human endeavor. Babylon's legacy is perhaps most evident in its contributions to law, literature, and scholarship. The Code of Hammurabi, carefully inscribed on basalt, has inspired generations to think about justice, fairness, and social responsibility. Picture the stone stele in a quiet museum setting, the wedges of cuneiform catching the light, telling stories of commerce, family life, and civic order. Even millennia later, the code speaks to the human desire for balance, accountability, and ethical guidance. A gentle reminder that civilizations leave impressions far beyond their physical boundaries. Literature, too, continues to echo across time. The Epic of Gilgamesh, one of humanity's earliest great stories, captures timeless themes: friendship, mortality, ambition, and the search for meaning. Imagine a scholar reading the clay tablets by candlelight, the soft flicker illuminating each delicate cuneiform impression, while outside the quiet of the night settles over the streets of Babylon. These stories remind us that human concerns, love, loss, curiosity, remain constant, linking our own lives with those of people who lived thousands of years ago. Astronomy and mathematics are also enduring gifts of Babylon. Observations of stars, planets, and celestial patterns laid the groundwork for calendars, navigation, and scientific understanding. Picture a Babylonian astronomer centuries ago, stylus in hand, marking the motion of Venus across a clay tablet, the night sky clear and vast above. These early insights resonate through time, shaping future civilizations and providing a gentle illustration of humanity's desire to understand the cosmos. Architecture, too, leaves a quiet legacy. Even in ruins, the walls of Babylon, the Ishtar Gate, and the remains of ziggurats inspire awe. Imagine walking slowly along the remnants of these structures, fingers brushing against sun-warmed bricks, the wind carrying whispers of past lives. Each detail, lion reliefs, intricate mosaics, carefully laid stones, reveals the patience, creativity, and vision of those who built the city. These remnants are not merely monuments to power but reminders of the quiet persistence of human artistry. Religious practices and cultural rituals also leave lasting impressions. Festivals honoring Marduk, Ishtar, and other deities continue to inspire scholars of religion and anthropology. Imagine a quiet night in Babylon, the faint scent of incense lingering in temple courtyards, soft chants echoing along stone halls, and citizens moving in gentle processions. Even centuries later, the rhythm of these rituals helps us understand the importance of faith, community, and the delicate balance between human life and the natural world. Education and knowledge, carefully nurtured in Babylonian schools, temples, and administrative centers, remain a subtle but profound part of the city's legacy. Scribes trained in cuneiform ensured that commerce, law, literature, and history could be recorded and preserved. Picture an apprentice bent over a clay tablet, stylus moving with deliberate care, the quiet murmur of a teacher's guidance blending with the soft light of morning. This dedication to learning ensures that Babylon's insights are carried forward, offering lessons in organization, observation, and reflection. Babylon's influence extends even into distant lands. Persian, Greek, and later Roman observers marveled at its engineering, its culture, and its enduring power as a symbol of human achievement. Imagine travelers centuries later approaching the city's walls, the Euphrates reflecting the golden light of dawn, and feeling the presence of countless generations who shaped the city with care and vision. The story of Babylon becomes a narrative of inspiration, reminding us that human endeavor, even when impermanent, can ripple softly across time. The natural environment, so integral to Babylon's existence, also leaves its imprint. The rivers, canals, and fertile plains that supported agriculture and daily life remind us of the interplay between human societies and the natural world. Imagine the soft rustle of reeds along the Euphrates, the gentle lapping of water against mud-brick banks, and the wind moving quietly through groves of date palms. Babylon's survival, growth, and eventual decline demonstrate the delicate balance between human activity and environmental rhythms, a lesson that continues to resonate today. Reflecting upon Babylon's history, one cannot help but notice the continuity of human experience. Citizens, rulers, priests, scholars, and artisans all lived lives filled with work, devotion, learning, and creativity. They experienced joys, losses, festivals, and daily routines, their lives moving in gentle rhythm with the passing seasons. Imagine walking slowly through Babylon, the soft glow of sunrise touching mud-brick walls, the Euphrates flowing quietly and children playing along its banks. Each small moment contributes to the vast, enduring tapestry of human civilization. In contemplating Babylon's legacy, let us also consider the quiet lessons of time. Empires rise and fall, walls crumble, and rulers fade into history, yet culture, knowledge, and human creativity endure. Imagine sitting beside a gently flowing river, the soft hum of the city in the distance, feeling the slow passage of centuries, and recognizing that human endeavor leaves echoes far beyond its immediate moment. Babylon reminds us that even amidst change, there is beauty, order, and continuity to be found. As we prepare to close this journey, picture Babylon in the soft light of evening. The Euphrates reflects the sky's gentle colors, ziggurats cast long, calming shadows, and the streets gradually quiet. Citizens return to their homes, artisans finish their work, and children drift towards sleep, much like you are now. The city, though long past its political prime, continues to live in memory, scholarship, and imagination, a quiet, enduring presence in the flow of human history. Let the images of Babylon, its walls, gates, temples, gardens, markets, and river, settle softly in your mind. Imagine walking slowly through its streets, feeling the warmth of sun-baked bricks, hearing the gentle lapping of water, observing the peaceful rhythm of daily life. The city's story, carried forward through law, literature, architecture, and knowledge, becomes a gentle lullaby, a reminder of human creativity and continuity. As you breathe slowly and evenly, allow Babylon's history to merge with your own sense of calm. Its legacy, both monumental and intimate, flows softly through time, a soothing current that carries you toward rest. Imagine the quiet reflection of citizens, the delicate glow of temple lamps, and the gentle movement of the river at dusk. Babylon, in all its complexity and grandeur, becomes a symbol of endurance, learning, and peace. In this final reflection, allow yourself to drift deeper into relaxation. Let the centuries of Babylonian civilization, the wisdom of its people, and the beauty of its streets, gardens, and temples mingle with your own breathing and awareness. The story of Babylon is now a gentle companion, a soft rhythm guiding you toward the restful night ahead. As we move beyond the long arc of Babylonian history, let us settle gently into a chapter of reflection, one where the city, its people, and their enduring spirit become a quiet companion for the mind at rest. Imagine, if you will, the vast plains of Mesopotamia stretching softly beneath the morning sun. The Euphrates winds lazily through fields of green and gold, its waters shimmering like glass. The city of Babylon, though no longer governed by kings or filled with bustling markets, exists in memory, in story, and in the faint whispers of time. Babylon's history is not only about kings, walls, and conquests. It is also about the ordinary lives that pulse quietly beneath the grandeur of empire. Picture farmers guiding plows through fertile soil, children chasing each other along narrow streets, and artisans shaping clay, metal, and stone with patient hands. Even in the moments we cannot record, life moves in gentle rhythm: work, devotion, learning, play, and reflection. These quiet moments, though unrecorded, form the very essence of civilization, the subtle heartbeat that persists long after walls crumble and empires fade. Consider the memory of the city itself: ziggurats rising toward the sky, their step terraces carved with care, temples resonating with chants and incense. The Ishtar gate, deep blue and gleaming, its lions and dragons frozen in time. Imagine walking slowly through these spaces, fingers tracing reliefs warmed by the sun, listening to the faint murmur of flowing water, feeling the gentle presence of countless generations. Even in ruin, the city offers calm, a rhythm of continuity that echoes softly across centuries. The legacy of Babylon extends into law, literature, and scholarship, a soft current that continues to shape human thought. Hammurabi's code, Gilgamesh's epic, astronomical observations, and architectural innovations all flow gently into the streams of human memory. Imagine a scholar in a quiet study, candlelight flickering, clay tablets laid out before them. Each mark on the clay, each careful inscription, represents a whisper from the past, a reminder that human knowledge, once cultivated, flows through time like a gentle river, reaching even those who have never seen the city itself. Babylon's cultural influence is also a testament to human creativity. Festivals, rituals, and seasonal celebrations created a rhythm of communal life that is timeless in its appeal. Picture a festival along the canals, garlands of flowers swaying in a soft breeze, children laughing, the gentle music of lyres and drums accompanying quiet dances. These moments, though thousands of years distant, resonate because they capture the enduring human need for beauty, connection, and shared joy. Even as empires rise and fall, these subtle joys continue to inspire reflection and calm. In considering the flow of time, one notices the delicate balance between permanence and impermanence. Babylon's walls may eventually erode, its canals fill with silt, and its streets lie quiet, yet the ideas, artistry, and wisdom cultivated by its people endure. Imagine walking slowly along the riverbanks, the soft water lapping at your feet, the wind rustling reeds, and feeling the presence of countless generations who lived, loved, and reflected in this space. The past is not lost. It becomes a gentle companion for those who pause, observe, and imagine. The people of Babylon, too, offer lessons in continuity and adaptability. Scholars, priests, artisans, and citizens all shape the city's character with patience and care. Picture a scribe carefully etching cuneiform on a clay tablet, a potter gently shaping a vessel, a priest conducting a ritual at dawn. Each act, though seemingly small, contributes to the enduring rhythm of civilization. Their lives remind us that the quiet, steady work of ordinary people often leaves the most lasting impact. Even in decline, Babylon teaches resilience. The city adapted to foreign rule, shifting political landscapes, and changing economic realities. Imagine merchants continuing their trade along the canals, artisans preserving their crafts, and scholars keeping records in quiet courtyards. Life, though altered, persists in gentle, enduring patterns. This adaptability reminds us that civilizations, like rivers, may change course but continue to flow, carrying culture, knowledge, and memory forward through time. Babylon also invites reflection on the relationship between humanity and nature. The Euphrates, the surrounding plains, the fertile soil, all shape daily life and sustain the city. Picture the soft rustle of reeds along the river, the warm sunlight reflecting off calm water, and farmers working quietly in fields. The Babylonians' careful management of water and land demonstrates a harmony with nature that is both practical and deeply instructive. Their attention to environmental rhythms offers a subtle, calming lesson in balance and sustainability. As we drift toward the close of this reflective chapter, let your mind wander slowly through the echoes of Babylon. Imagine walking beneath the Ishtar gate as the sun sets, its deep blue bricks softened by fading light. Picture ziggurats silhouetted against a violet sky, temple courtyards empty but imbued with centuries of ritual and devotion. Hear only the faint whisper of wind and water, the gentle footsteps of your own imagination blending with the silent rhythm of the past. Babylon, in this final reflection, becomes both a historical fact and a meditative landscape. Its lessons, of law, culture, learning, resilience, and harmony with nature, flow gently into our present consciousness. Allow the stories of kings, scholars, and ordinary citizens to mingle softly with your thoughts, creating a quiet inner rhythm. The rise and fall of empires, the construction of ziggurats, the tracing of cuneiform, and the observation of stars all merge into a gentle tapestry, a serene backdrop for rest and contemplation. Imagine yourself seated by the Euphrates, feeling the slow passage of centuries, sensing the presence of countless lives that shaped the city. The river flows steadily, carrying stories, knowledge, and wisdom, just as time carries memory. Babylon's essence, its beauty, ingenuity, and humanity, remains accessible to anyone who pauses, reflects, and listens. The city becomes a guide, gently leading the mind towards stillness and introspection. As night falls over this imagined landscape, picture the city bathed in soft moonlight. Shadows stretch across streets and canals, the air is cool and calm, and the distant murmur of flowing water provides a natural lullaby. Children's laughter, artisans' work, and the soft hum of daily life fade into memory, leaving only the quiet pulse of the city, the river, and your own steady breathing. Babylon exists now as a companion for reflection, a gentle presence guiding you into rest. In these final moments, let the images of Babylon, the flowing Euphrates, the towering ziggurats, the soft glow of temple lamps, the calm streets and markets, merge with your own inner rhythm. Each detail, each whisper of history, is a thread in a tranquil tapestry. The legacy of Babylon is now part of your imagination, a soothing flow that carries you gently toward deep relaxation and peaceful sleep. As we drift further along the quiet currents of history, let us now enter a space of contemplation where Babylon becomes not only a physical city but also a living symbol, a soft echo in the mind that resonates across centuries. Picture the vast plains of Mesopotamia stretching endlessly, the Euphrates winding lazily through fields of green and gold, its waters glimmering like liquid sunlight. Babylon, though no longer ruled by kings or bustling with markets, lives quietly in memory, in story, and in the enduring pulse of human thought. The city stands not as a relic of power alone, but as a testament to human imagination, ingenuity, and resilience. Babylon's greatest legacy may be the way it embodies the aspirations and efforts of generations, both great and humble. Imagine its ziggurats rising toward the sky in gentle, measured tiers, the morning sun casting a soft golden glow across the sun-warmed bricks. Each stone and brick is a quiet testament to the careful planning, skill, and vision of its builders. Beyond these monuments lie the subtler rhythms of everyday life, the farmer tending fields of wheat and barley, children chasing each other along the river banks, artisans shaping clay, metal, and stone with patient, deliberate hands. These quiet movements, unnoticed by the annals of history, form the heartbeat of Babylon, a rhythm that persists through centuries, soft yet unbroken. Even the most ambitious rulers, from Hammurabi to Nebuchadnezzar II, depended on the steady rhythm of daily life to sustain the city. While kings conceived monumental projects and decreed laws, it was the steady labor of countless citizens, crafting, teaching, farming, observing, that created continuity and resilience. Picture a scribe in a shaded courtyard, stylus gliding softly across clay, copying stories and administrative records. Outside, the Euphrates flows quietly, reflecting temple towers, ziggurats, and marketplaces. The interplay of human ambition with the calm, natural rhythms of the river illustrates a delicate harmony, a balance that sustained Babylon through centuries of change. The intellectual achievements of Babylon extend far beyond its walls. Hammurabi's code remains an enduring symbol of fairness and justice, carved carefully on basalt, each wedge-shaped inscription offering guidance on trade, property, family, and civic order. Imagine a visitor centuries later standing before the stele, running fingers gently over the engraved cuneiform, sensing the thoughtfulness and structure embedded in these ancient words. These are whispers from the past, guiding civilizations long after the city's political influence has faded. The Epic of Gilgamesh, one of humanity's earliest great literary works, continues to echo across time, offering reflection on mortality, friendship, courage, and the pursuit of wisdom. Imagine a scholar at twilight, candlelight flickering softly over clay tablets, reading of Gilgamesh's journeys and contemplations. Outside, a soft breeze moves across imagined city streets, and the quiet lap of water along canal banks mirrors the slow, deliberate rhythm of the story. Even thousands of years later, the concerns of the ancient city, love, loss, curiosity, and learning, remain deeply familiar, a gentle connection between the present and the distant past. Babylon's cultural life, richly intertwined with its religious and civic institutions, also endures in memory. Festivals, rituals, and seasonal ceremonies created a rhythm of shared experience that resonates beyond time. Picture the soft glow of lamps illuminating courtyards, garlands of flowers swaying gently in the breeze, children laughing as adults move in slow, deliberate dances accompanied by the gentle tones of lyres and drums. These are moments of quiet beauty, where devotion, community, and joy converge in measured cadence. Even after centuries, such imagery reminds us that human creativity and the need for connection are constant, universal, and quietly enduring. Architecture in Babylon teaches lessons not only of grandeur but also of proportion, harmony, and human care. Streets were laid out carefully, gates and walls adorned with intricate reliefs of lions, dragons, and sacred symbols. Imagine walking slowly beneath the Ishtar gate, fingertips grazing glazed bricks, each relief softened by sunlight and centuries. Ziggurats rise in step-like ascent toward the sky, terraced gardens cascade along palace walls, and canals mirror the sky above, reflecting the steady passage of time. These spaces, both monumental and intimate, provide a calm framework, a measured rhythm that nurtures reflection and quiet contemplation. The natural environment surrounding Babylon was also central to its endurance. Canals, reservoirs, and irrigation networks demonstrate foresight and subtle ingenuity. Picture the Euphrates in soft morning mist, reeds swaying gently along its banks, farmers guiding oxen through dew-laden fields, and engineers inspecting water flow with careful precision. Here, human activity harmonizes with nature, creating stability, productivity, and beauty. The Babylonians understood the importance of working in concert with the land, a lesson in patience, observation, and respect that remains calming and instructive today. Babylon's story is also a story of resilience. Even during conquest, political instability, or foreign rule, the rhythms of daily life continued. Merchants traded quietly along canals, artisans shaped clay and metal, and priests performed ritual observances in temple courtyards. Life moved forward in a gentle cadence, adapting to new rulers while maintaining cultural and civic continuity. Imagine these quiet adjustments, unnoticed by most, but forming the subtle backbone of the city's long-lasting presence in human consciousness. As we allow ourselves to reflect more deeply, Babylon can be imagined as both a city and a state of mind, a landscape of thought, memory, and imagination. Picture walking slowly through the streets, warm sun-bricked walls beneath your fingertips, soft sounds of flowing water, children playing, artisans working, and temple bells chiming with measured calm. The city exists now as a meditation on patience, creativity, and continuity, a companion for reflection and gentle rest. Time itself seems to flow differently in Babylon. Centuries pass in quiet rhythm, human lives unfolding, dynasties rising and falling, yet the essence of the city remains accessible through memory, story, and imagination. Imagine a quiet evening in Babylon, temple lamps flickering, shadows stretching across walls, and the Euphrates reflecting soft moonlight. Knowledge, art, and culture flow through these spaces like gentle rivers, connecting past, present, and future in a calm, uninterrupted cadence. Babylon's citizens, from scholars and artisans to farmers and priests, all contribute to the enduring pulse of the city. A potter shaping a clay vessel, a scribe marking cuneiform on a tablet, children learning the rhythms of the marketplace, All these acts, seemingly small, become threads in the city's continuous, gentle tapestry. Even when political power shifts, these threads carry the culture, wisdom, and aesthetic of Babylon forward through memory, story, and human imagination. The city's enduring influence also invites reflection on the universal human experience. The desire to create, to understand, to celebrate life, and to reflect on existence is timeless. Festivals, rituals, artistic creation, and careful scholarship exemplify this continuity. Imagine the gentle sound of music drifting through temple courtyards, the murmur of quiet conversation along canal banks, and the slow, deliberate work of artisans shaping their craft. These rhythms, preserved in memory and imagination, mirror the natural rhythms of life and the passage of time itself. Babylon also offers profound lessons in impermanence and continuity. The city's physical structures may eventually crumble, yet its culture, knowledge, and art endure. Picture the ruins bathed in morning light, shadows stretching softly, the gentle ripple of water along sun-warmed walls. Imagine walking quietly through these remnants, tracing faded reliefs, sensing the continuity of human endeavor. The past, though physically distant, remains present in thought and memory, a gentle current guiding reflection and calm. As night settles over this imagined Babylon, picture the city bathed in soft moonlight. Shadows lengthen along streets and canals, temples and ziggurats cast calm silhouettes, and the faint hum of water provides a natural lullaby. Citizens return home, artisans finish their work, and children drift to sleep. The pulse of the city, subtle yet unbroken, becomes a rhythm for your own breathing, a slow, steady, harmonious flow guiding you toward rest. In these final moments, let the images of Babylon, its flowing river, towering ziggurats, grand gates, temple courtyards, and quiet streets, merge softly with your own consciousness. Every story, every lesson, every whispered insight becomes a gentle current, carrying you into deeper reflection and restful calm. The city becomes a companion for thought, a guide for serenity, and a symbol of the continuity of human creativity and imagination. Allow your mind to linger on Babylon, imagining soft dawns along the Euphrates, quiet markets, artisans at work, children playing, scholars observing the stars. Let the rhythms of the city merge with your own, creating a serene flow of awareness, contemplation, and relaxation. In this way, Babylon becomes more than history, it becomes a gentle presence, a lullaby for the mind, and a guide toward a restful night.